This is a lesson. What do you see? What do you see? Do you see what I see? Do you hear what I hear? Owl. You see the owl? So there's some wisdom coming out of this. This is a work in progress. Okay? You should have seen how it started. Seriously. This is meant for a male. And like all of my work, it takes time. Layers upon layers upon layers. I like to add dimensions and depth and thought and prayer, tears. That's how I get through to the other side. So this is a message about how to make it through. Okay? Get out of my hair and go with it, right? And seriously breathe first, okay? Stop, look, listen, okay? Stop. That is what I would say first. And depending on the situation, I mean, if there's a house fire or something, you know, I mean, you gotta go. Go. You should already have that down pat. But in other situations, where things might knock you off your feet, kind of a tower moment in life. Those tower moments, they come little and small. Small and tall. Big, wide, deep. But it's how you handle this stuff. And take it from somebody who has handled it wrong, and so you get the results of that. And then I've done things right also, and you get the results of that. And sometimes not. Sometimes you may be stuck with, the consequences of an action depending on how far you took it. Okay, so we have here, be bold and confident. Use all of your resources to create your dreams. So there's a situation here that will need to be, courageous about. Something's coming here. A new creative venture is on the horizon. See it as a positive change. So there's something that you would normally think as negative, but it's really a positive thing, but it's new. So a tower may happen. I was talking about a tower, little towers. So something may happen. It could be something to do with the heart chakra. So maybe something you created and somebody's speaking, saying maybe, oh, you should try it like this. Or somebody doesn't like that you're doing things a new way. Somebody is short and stout, and somebody is a little taller and sleeker with maybe a childhood friend or a parent or relative who is working out there, who's been working out their shadow, balancing, sometimes maybe really appearing, maybe they're not, I don't know, saying things about a feminine or feminine energy. And somebody is just being bold and saying, use all your resources, or they have used all your resources. And the person is saying, but I have a new idea. A new idea I want to present to somebody. maybe in the first of the year. And I'm trying to get them to see it as a positive change because things are going to be different. So to want to still work with someone, it would take confidence in somebody being bold to present this offer, this new creative offer and adventure to someone. So I would be prepared. I would say, be prepared. And here's confidence again in this card. And this card has been staring at me for days, and I think I just shuffled it. I don't know. Be bold and confident. Use all of your resources to create your dreams. Your dreams are going to come true. I'm getting chills right now. And I love this outfit and how the little honey, yes, indeed. I was going to put my socks on with my little dress. Anyway, one day I did. But yeah, anyway. Self-confidence opens you to the energy required to carry you through each day at your very best. Each day, yeah, you need that to carry you through each day. Because it's not just a cakewalk, you know. I think I'm hearing Aretha. Oh, who's that? Or maybe is it Gladys? Life's ups and downs, and it's getting to the point where I don't. Oh, the two of us. The two of us. No one wants to say goodbye. I think it's that song. And it's getting to the point where neither one of us wants to be the first to say goodbye. Farewell, my love. Goodbye, goodbye. Ooh, but it's gotten to the point where things just don't fit in. Oh, I want to cry. Neither one of us wants to be the first to say goodbye. Well, someone is determined to get clarity, though, out of it. They're not going to have peace. So that's what we were talking about. How do you have peace through that? Ups and downs. Life's ups and downs. When someone breaks up with you, someone leaves you, if someone passes on, or someone has to say goodbye. And you need to have peace. You need to create that peace. Giving yourself the time to breathe and being graceful with yourself and others. I was coming on to do the Corinthians 13. So 1 Corinthians 13, that is what love is, right? True love, patient and kind. It does not envy, does not boast, it does not behave unseemingly, it doesn't seek its own. It bears all things, believes all things, hopes, it trusts. Love never fails. And it might be out of order, but it's in order for right now, okay? So someone is repeating, because there's a parrot, and then here's a robin. Fly, robin, fly, up, up to the sky. Somebody's repeating something about your getting elevating. Someone is repeating. And so It's and they're talk. It's a time to embrace who you really are. So someone is talking about how you've grown, and they can see down the line. Maybe they can see what you can't. They see, or maybe they've seen what you haven't seen. And you have this blue jay. The time is right to access the master. Oh, access and master abilities. Do so with humility and control. Okay, so there's going to be some sort of hustle and bustle type thing, like a tower, and somebody might need you to do this or that. Well, just you're going to have to, pull up your bootstraps, calm down, breathe through it, because the serenity is here. You may need to say that serenity prayer. God, grant me the something to change the things that I can, to accept the things that I cannot change, and the wisdom to know the difference. Something to that effect. God, grant me the serenity to accept. Is that noise? To accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Something like that. Right? Okay. So you'll have to, have your steps to follow. Maybe 3, because I'm seeing the 3, my book here, 3 minutes to positivity book. Okay? Let's just open this really quick. Focus on what matters. List 5 people you see regularly. Spend time thinking of what you want rather than what you don't want. Sonia Roman. Personal power through awareness. List ways you could compliment them. That has nothing to do with their appearance. Examples could be, she is always dependable and trustworthy, or she's very empathetic towards anyone who feels hurt. Now turn those same positive statements around and write them about yourself. I am always dependable and trustworthy. I am very empathetic towards anyone who feels bad. Write them down. It matters. You matter. It matters. These statements matter. So have these type of statements already, in your repertoire, in your arsenal. And that's an arsenal for love at 13, as I looked up. Arsenal for love. Okay, so spend time thinking about those things. Well, that's interesting. Okay, so I'm going to roll a dice, and we're going to just see what house comes out, okay? 4. Family, home, and roots. So this has to do with family, home, and roots, the 4th house. Now, did I bring 4th house? Oh, no. 4th house, I'm going to say 4th chakra. The 4th chakra is sacral, solar, heart. Heart. Wait. Root, solar. Root, sacral, solar, heart. Huh. Isn't that interesting? Heart. Okay, so the heart of the matter, eh? Family, home, and roots. Something is going on with the heart of the matter. Something creative. So lack of creativity, some stale, stagnant energies from childhood or birthing or feminine energy. Something that is not healed. Something though happened though through the sacral. This cat is crazy. Get down, boy. Hey, get down. my goodness. He knows I don't like these things and he'll do it. Does it? And if I don't give him what he wants, yeah, he'll act a certain way or bite, nip us or bite us a little bit. Yeah, just a little. I'm like, I would prefer that you scoot your dish around, sir, than to bite me. But I am not putting a whole bunch of food out there for him because he will eat it and then go poop up everything. You don't need to eat all that much. So I don't know. That's for somebody. Take that how it resonates, okay? Maybe for Miss Kaku. Kachu. Somebody may have a cold. Get well if you do drink the oh my god, it starts with an MT. Gosh, it has it out here. Why can't I think of that? They have the teas though. Mullen tea. Very good for you. Mullen tea, key lime, and I think marula honey. You could choose, something else, but I like honey. But that's up to you. You can use a raw sugar or something like that. Something else, not a bad sugar, but a good cane sugar, okay? Oh, you know what? I found this tea that you don't even need any sugar because it is sweet. It's that spice bingo, like a tiger. Let me get this. This one, this tea, what's it called? Bengal spice tea. Oh my God, it's so good. And it's especially if you like don't want to drink coffee and you want kind of a good flavor or something, and I think it has carob in it, and I think that's what makes it sweet. Oh, chilly over here. But anyway, I'm not gonna mess with this. Not gonna deal with this. Don't care. It's supposed to be up here. Okay. So anyway, what else? Focus on what matters. Oh, I had to get through something. Christmas was nice, but it wasn't even like very eventful. It was just I learned of something that I had an inkling about, but I didn't think it was exactly that. But it was just another one of those. I cried for maybe not a full 24 hours, but I think a little bit residue lasted the next day. Just when I think about it, because I'll cry right now if I think about it. And it's not really even that big of a deal, but it just is because it is to me, Oh, so anyway, I made it through, and I understand is the thing. I'm so glad. Because it could be, I remember at a time where I wouldn't understand. I would just be so angry. I would just feel like rejected and like angry that betrayed and disloyal, this whole thing. And I tried to respond being honest, standing up for myself, but not being too harsh. It's just I do care so much about the person. I know they didn't mean to. Really, it was just kind of you choose to be in the middle. It's kind of you get burnt. You kind of keep the candle going, and you're in the wax, and you got maybe things burning from both ends. I don't know. It's the choices we make. And I understand. I do. But I have to make choices for myself. So that's for somebody. Also, it's for me for sure what I just did, but I mean, we're all mirrors of each other, so I'm sure there's somebody else who can benefit from my little story there. But you make it through if you do it, if you don't give up, especially. You know, if you don't give up and you put your hands together and you put your hands together and pray and you put your hands together and praise and you put your hands together and you hope, and sometimes you just put them together so you don't smack the devil. You know, and you just idle, what is that? Idle mind is the devil's workshop. You know, you gotta keep your hands busy and into something. That's why they say learn something new. You know, like, because you don't want to just think about this crap over and over. Let's say, or what do you call it? Spin. Because I used to do that. I didn't even know what that meant, but being in the industry that I was in, I was working with a lot of psychologists and social workers and things like that. So I would sit in on trainings and, you know, just learn things. So spinning is because I learned, when I would learn the stuff, being the type of person that I am, I didn't know until I got into spirituality that this is what an empath, I was an empath, and that, you know, this and that, I knew, you know, my dad said I was prophetic, right? I didn't really know about psychic or, you know, but it's just a word that means you may see, you have different, we all have gifts or whatever, you know? Anyway, I don't know why I'm saying that. You have to be determined for sure. And clear. What are you eating? Hey, what are you eating? Oh, just eating my hairband. This cat takes all of our hair bands. I buy all these rubber bands and pins, and then now I got these hair bands. Now he's got that. Okay, these kind of things, as well as the big ones. Just got those. Yeah, he takes them. He likes to put these things in his water. It's like it's as if it's some sort of a sugar addict. he, I'm telling you, and this cat. And then every time I will go to the fridge, and he thinks that he's supposed to get something. He will not climb, but like stand up and put his hands and then go that to my hands. This is very nicely. It's very kind of sweet, but it's like, listen, dude. This cat gets on my nerves. And my daughter said, well, what would you do without this cat? And it's like, okay. I tell her, sometimes I just want him to walk and go, because my neighbor would love to have. And so if or when we ever move from here, maybe he can stay. Stand tall and proud. See the leadership role unfolding ahead of you. There is a leadership role. That was somebody else was saying. Ash was saying that earlier. Choose to follow the path of forgiveness and raise your vibration. Yeah. So that is true. So when you forgive, that's true. Okay, so that's what I need to say. So forgiveness. So forgiving others. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Lord. Forgiving others that's what they mean about that, how it's for you and not really the other person. Oh boy, once I forgave, because I had gotten to the point where I realized that and understood it, because I didn't understood it till I could. I had heard a lot of things growing up in church and just being around, you know, my dad always, because I worked in a family business from the time I was 6 years old. I was around my dad, my mom. But then my dad, because my mom got ill, and so I worked until I got married. When I got married, I my dad. And I started working kind of with them because they had a family business also. I don't really remember that transition. It must have been hard on my dad. It must have hurt me because I don't remember. There's a lot of things I don't remember. So much has happened. Long, long, long life. Yeah, but anyway, that's interesting. So forgiveness is for yourself. It's for yourself, really, because it set me free. Because some people won't. They'll like hold that like it's a grudge. And it's like, I'm just trying to do the right thing. Because I could probably find all kinds of things I could say to you right now that would make me feel righteous for whatever it was that I did that I'm asking you to forgive me for. Probably could. But I don't. I don't tell people everything I know or think. But if you ask me, I might. And then they don't like it. Okay? They don't like it. They don't like it. They don't want. Then I get called names that they wouldn't even call the bad people because they're so used to me being, the nice, sweet, and I am. But as kind as I am, is how much I will stand up for myself if I'm pushed to have to do so. I just want us all to get along and be nice and civil and do right by each other, but I know now that not everybody's like that. It would be kind of out of balance because of the laws, the natural laws anyway. Oh, the more I know, the less I know. The more I find out, the less I know that I thought I knew. But anyway, I do know forgiveness is the key to freedom, to peace. That is the key to find peace. Is to be when you get to that point where you just forgive the other person. You just forgive. You got it, and you go through those pains, those pains, or you just pray through it and you ask God to put some spider webs in there. I just was out watching something and I forgot about that. That spider webs is a natural something that will heal the wounds or whatever. But you just pray for, the healing, and even to soothe, put some salve on it, put some grease on it, put something on it. Can you give me some num on this wound here? Okay? But we cannot become addicted to the nums. Okay? Because you got to move on. There's stuff we have to do. We got to go. We got to go. We got to go. We got to move on up to the very top. We're going to push our dreams right up. We're going to kick on down to the very top. If you're down, you're going to go back like an elevator to the top. And when we get there, we don't stop. Just keep going. Okay, that was a cheer from high school. I remember that cheer. Right. We're going to move on up to the very top. Push our team right. We're going to shift on down to the very top. When we get there, we won't stop. So, won't stop. Oh, maybe I don't remember it. Anyway, that's enough. Okay, focus on what matters. Forgiveness, love, clarity. Be determined. Be confident. New things are coming. When these little shifts happen, little, what was it? Towers happen. Breathe and work through your steps, okay? All right. You can find this book. I got this at $5 Below, in case you want that. Okay, bye.